The Team Engagement Podcast, where leaders share their insights. It's 6 questions in 9 minutes because leaders know how to be concise. Let's jump right into it. Question number 1, in a few sentences, tell us who you are and what you do.
Hi, Erickson. I'm with Private Label Chocolate, the president of Private Label Chocolate. And what we do is we teach people how to use chocolate, our proprietary truffle recipe, to be remembered.
Fantastic. Well, question number 2, what's the best thing about working with the team?
Man, the best thing about working with the team is just feeding off of each other. Energy, ideas, empowering each other. That would be by far the best about working with other people.
Fantastic. Question number 3, I hear from other leaders that it can be challenging to get team members engaged. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely can see where it would be, but I think if we can allow our teams and the people we work around to be empowered, to have input and do their jobs and play their part and also define what their role is, I think that will allow people to be much more engaged.
Oh, fantastic. Great insight. Question number 4, what other successful team leaders, such as yourself, should you recommend to be on the podcast?
Man, where do I start? So I surround myself with people in the sales and marketing field. I would say Dave Hansen with Client Tether would be one. He's a leader in the sales and marketing field that I rely on quite a bit for follow-up and marketing. As far as bigger names, I really follow a lot of authors and gurus. Are you saying someone that's a little bit more accessible or somebody even on a national level?
Anyone that you would recommend, and we can certainly do our best to get them.
Yeah, I mean, I love engaging with Gary Vaynerchuk's content as far as a leader goes. Those would probably be my main ones that come off the top of my head right now as far as business goes.
Great. Well, thank you for sharing those. Question number 5, what advice would you give to other team leaders?
Probably going back to my original answer on one of the previous questions, I would just say empower your team. Make sure they know what role they play. Make sure they accept that role. Make sure they're just set good expectations, have high expectations, and then empower them. Give them the tools they need and empower them to do what they're supposed to do and make sure that there's full buy-in.
I think that's great. Great answer. Thank you. Final question. Tell us a little bit about your first job.
Man, I loved my first job. I actually started doing telemarketing in high school. That's really where I learned how to sell. I had great mentors there to where I could go in after school every single day and telemarket. What I was doing is setting up appointments for people to come in and get a free 8x10. But man, I learned so much. And one of the main things I learned was just competition. Went in with my friends every single day and we had a healthy competition. And it wasn't a matter of who is the best, but it was just a matter of driving each other and having that competitive drive to really make everybody better on the team.
Oh, that's great. I love that.
Yeah.
Thank you. Well, Ty, thank you for being on the podcast today. How can people find you?
Privatelabelchocolate.net. All my information is on there. It's always a good place to go. We're social media, Private Label Chocolate, pretty much on any social format. Look us up, reach out to us, however we can add value and help you out. We'd love to do that.
Perfect. This is Sean Richards with the Team Engagement Podcast. For more ideas, go to our LinkedIn page, Blue Sky Business Consulting.